What if having few or even no friends isn't a social failure, but a psychological signal most people completely misunderstand? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Some of the most self-aware, emotionally intelligent people don't fit into social circles at all. And if you've ever wondered why you don't belong in groups, why small talk drains you, or why you feel more at peace alone than surrounded by people, psychological research might explain more about you than you expect. Specifically, the last trait is the one almost no one talks about, and it explains why your circle didn't just shrink, it disappeared. Some minds simply operate outside the social norm, not because they can't connect, but because they refuse to connect shallowly. If you have few friends, it doesn't automatically mean you're lonely. In many cases, it means your brain filters people differently. Here are 5 rare psychological traits often found in people with very small social circles. 1. You have an extremely low tolerance for inauthentic people. You notice when someone is performing instead of being real, when words don't match tone, when kindness is conditional. As self-awareness increases, tolerance for fake behavior drops sharply. Your nervous system reacts to manipulation, gossip, and social masks almost instantly. So instead of forcing yourself to smile through conversations that feel hollow, you quietly step away. Not because you're antisocial, but because your mind prioritizes peace over belonging. And once this filter turns on, it never really turns off, which leads to the second trait. 2. You value depth far more than quantity. You're not avoiding relationships, you're avoiding surface-level ones. Small talk feels empty. Conversations that go nowhere drain you. You want dialogue that explores ideas, motivations, meaning, not just time-filling noise. This is why you connect rarely. Real connection requires emotional honesty and mental depth, and most people simply don't want to go there. So you wait, sometimes for a long time. But here's where it gets misunderstood, because it's not just preference, it's biology. 3. Social interaction costs you more energy than most people. Psychology refers to this as high social sensitivity. Your brain processes tone shifts, facial expressions, emotional undercurrents, all at once. While others socialize on autopilot, your mind is working overtime. That's why even good conversations can leave you exhausted. You don't need isolation because you dislike people. You need it because your nervous system needs recovery. For you, solitude isn't avoidance, it's maintenance. And once you realize you don't need people to feel whole, everything changes. 4. You're deeply independent and don't rely on external validation. You don't need constant reassurance, attention, or approval to feel grounded. You can sit with your thoughts, solve problems alone, create meaning internally. Psychology calls this low social dependency, and it's rare. This independence often gets misread as distance or coldness, but it's actually emotional stability. You don't choose relationships out of fear or emptiness. You choose them out of alignment, which makes your standards high and your circle small. And now, the trait that explains why most people never make it past your walls. 5. Your past taught you to be careful with trust. Somewhere along the way, betrayal, neglect, inconsistency, or being deeply misunderstood, your brain adapted, not by closing off, but by observing longer. You watch how people behave when there's nothing to gain. You listen more than you speak. You wait for consistency, not charm. This creates a higher trust threshold. Most people never reach it, and that doesn't make you broken, it makes you selective. So if you have few friends, or none at all, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It often means your mind operates with more awareness, depth, and emotional precision. Sometimes the strongest minds walk alone, not forever, but until they find people who don't require performance. Your solitude isn't a flaw, it's the environment where clarity grows. And if this video felt like it was describing you more accurately than most people ever have, that's not a coincidence. It means you're not alone in being different.